Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Alright, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the 5 ways that an Aquarius can become famous today, whilst also looking at some real life examples. Now this video is focusing on the sun sign, so looking at the sun in Aquarius, because the thing about the sun within astrology is that it can provide you with an indication into the ways in which you are seen. It can show you how you shine, how you illuminate. It can show you your self-expression, but also the sun can provide an indication into how you gain applause, approval, and attention for what you bring to the table. But overall, it is the sun that can then also signify your purpose and your direction in life. However, before we do get started, if you would like to know more information all about your sun sign along with your sun house, as well as your Leo house throughout your natal birth chart, plus your 5th house, then I have created a Leo season / Leo archetype ebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a link to that ebook in the description box below so that you can pick up your copy today. Okay then, so with all those intros out of the way, Aquarius, let's do this. Okay, so the first way that an Aquarius can become famous is for being detached. Now, the thing about this detachment is we want to break this down and really understand what detachment actually means. So, detachment means, first of all, the state of being objective or aloof. But let's actually take this a step further and figure out what being objective means. So to be objective means to not be influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. And the thing about Aquarius is that they are often known for detaching from their emotions and their personal feelings and opinions. Now, this does not mean that they do not have feelings or emotions, or that they're just heartless people. Yes, they just might be these ice queens or kings, and given the moment, you know, it can happen when the moment hits, and it's still a matter of, well, they still feel, they still have emotions. It's just that they might be very good at shielding their emotions or using their emotions with a purpose. With that in mind, what does an Aquarius ice moment look like? Well, they might disassociate if they don't agree with your behavior. They might distance themselves from you to be on their own without a single explanation as to why they're doing it. Or they might, to the extreme, completely check out mentally whilst they plan their escape from a potential toxic situation. However, when it does come to this detachment being used for a purpose, they can be pretty impactful in their approach and their expression. For example, they can use their objectivity in a way that serves the greater good, that addresses the bigger picture. Bigger picture being the collective or group of people or some sort of cause. But you know what? Let's actually take a look at an example of someone who is an Aquarius, and that is Ellen DeGeneres. I believe it was about 22 years ago that she openly came out and she said to the world, "I'm gay." And I think whenever she was having an interview with Diane Sawyer, she said, "I decided this was not going to be something that I was going to live the rest of my life being ashamed of." But get this, apparently, hours after her interview with Oprah, where she announced this, others followed suit and came out as well. Now, we can't deny from this example that yes, Ellen felt deeply about her decision to come out, but by her actually stepping outside of herself, outside of her own feelings, and being like, hold on a moment, why should I keep this in? So kind of using her intellect to question herself and, well, question the standards of society as well overall, I suppose. What followed was a bigger, larger impact on others, but also getting to the fact that some people are gay. But you know what? She had no idea that it would be so big, and also that it would help others. So by Ellen expressing herself, it served a much greater purpose than just, well, her. And seeing as I did just mention Oprah, well, she also is an Aquarius and an extremely famous popular talk show host. Of course, her and Ellen are both talk show hosts. However, the thing about Oprah is that she didn't really have an easy childhood. She had a rather troubled childhood filled with times of abandonment and abuse. But although her childhood was less than perfect, it still helped her understand just how important education is. And so what she actually did is she went on to open her own school called the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. This school was founded in order to actually help impoverished and orphaned girls in Africa. Oprah has done so many things to raise awareness of global issues during her time. Heck, it was her who had Ellen on her show in the first place. So it's quite fitting here to see these two Aquarian women as talk show hosts, having people as well on their show where they ask them questions as a way to understand their lives, their thoughts, their views, and their opinions. But the Aquarius energy is being detached. It's being objective. It's looking at it from the outside in. But before we do move on to the next example or way that an Aquarius can become famous, let's also discuss Aquarius Eckhart Tolle for just a moment. Now, he is known as a spiritual leader, and he is the author, widely known for his first book, The Power of Now. Now, one of the things that Eckhart Tolle teaches is the ability to rise above your thoughts. So he talks about the importance of observing the mind. So rather than thinking that we are our thoughts, to instead detach from our thoughts and simply observe them. So to be the observer. And this to me is a prime example of an Aquarius who uses detachment in a beneficial way, but also in a way, of course, naturally to help other people. Because if you do think about it, well, what gives rise to our emotions? Our thoughts. So this detachment is not just associated with the emotional world, but it's also being associated with our thought processes as well. The second way that an Aquarius can become famous is for their ability to experiment. Aquarians can be highly open-minded people, and they might have this type of attitude or personality that says, yeah, I'll try anything once. Now, of course, it depends on the Aquarian's morals and their ethics, because seriously, if an Aquarius stands up for a certain cause, or if they have a certain belief, or if they're part of a certain movement, well, that can become a part of their identity. And so that can be really hard to change their mind from that identity. So trying to force them into doing something that they don't want to do isn't something that an Aquarius will tolerate. Though when it does come to experimentation, okay, they can sort of turn into these little scientists and researchers, and they can just go for it. Take, for example, YouTuber and Aquarius Helen Anderson. Now, I personally think that this woman is so cool. Like, I just think her videos are so class. I've been binge watching a lot of her videos lately. Yeah, I've been watching a few new YouTubers recently. So yeah, Aquarians, they usually give this demeanor of just being really cool people. And I would definitely say that to me, Helen Anderson is really cool, and they can also give this kind of personality that's like, oh my gosh, I really want to be your best friend, can we be friends? And the Aquarius is just like, alright, get in line. The point is that Helen is very experimental with her hair, her makeup, her jewellery, her clothes, and she likes to switch things up on her channel. She is also quite an alternative person, so she has an alternative look to her, which with this point, Aquarians usually do like to express themselves in a less mainstream, more unconventional type of way. So let's actually take a look at some of her video titles and thumbnails, such as trying new festival fashion, my entire band t-shirt collection, and well, we've got alternative in the title here, alternative wedding guest outfits. Let's also take a look at another YouTuber and Aquarius called Gabby Hannah. Now, she isn't so experimental when it comes to her fashion or her style. It's more that she experiments on herself with videos like, this is what caffeine withdrawal looks like. I tried the keto diet so you don't have to. And I tried a vampire facial. So right here we have an example of an Aquarius who experiments with clothing, then an example of an Aquarius who experiments with her body. But we also can find on YouTube Aquarians who perform their own personal social experiments through pranks. So with that in mind, YouTuber Fousey Tube, I have stumbled upon some videos on his channel where he has performed his own social experiments, but one of the biggest ones that I saw that really stood out to me, of course, was the public rape experiment. I personally haven't watched it, but still, it's just showing you an example of an Aquarius who uses social experiments on their channel. However, I do want to mention like a really famous Aquarius who made and created the show Punked. So this is of course Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher created this show, and this show is full of social experimentation. And this leads me on to the third way that an Aquarius can become famous, is for their strong opinions. But not just their opinions, but how their opinions impact and rile up other people's opinions. The thing about Aquarians' opinions is that they might just be quite out there, a bit outside the box, maybe less popular, and a bit unorthodox. And even if we were to go back and take a look at, well, Helen Anderson again, well, she's very open and honest about what she thinks and how she views things. But as a way to explain this example that an Aquarius can become famous, let's actually focus this on how Aquarians can speak up against things that bother them or don't sit very well with them. For example, very popular YouTuber and Aquarius Tati Westbrook. She is a beauty YouTuber with many beauty products on the market, and she caused much controversy. Aquarians usually do like to cause a little bit of controversy after expressing her concerns towards James Charles on YouTube, who is also another makeup artist. So let's just say here that she questioned his loyalty towards her as a friend, and she also made allegations against him. But then James Charles came back with a full video addressing all of Tati's claims. He laid out all the receipts, but then Tati actually ended up deleting all of her videos associated with the feud. Oh yeah, when you get an Aquarius riled up, they like to use their intellect and their words to let you know what's up. Another example, however, that I would like to use for this way is YouTuber The Amateur Guru. Now, not only does she like to talk about the zodiac signs on her channel, but she's also talked about a variety of different subjects before. Now, apparently I think her whole channel is just dedicated to zodiac signs, but before she did make a variety of different videos. But even though she makes videos about astrology, she still makes it very clear that she is not an astrologer. But that doesn't stop her from expressing her opinions about the different signs. She likes to give advice on her channel, for example, and she also started her own social experiment with the signs, as she now interviews the different sun sign personalities in a Drive With Me series. And this leads us on to the fourth way that an Aquarius can become famous, and that is for their originality. See, the thing to keep in mind with Aquarians is that they can often be seen as creative geniuses. They can invent things. They can come up with new ways of doing things that others perhaps had not thought of before. I mean, take the likes of Charles Darwin. He was an Aquarius, and he was the one who came up with the theory of evolution. They can even take an idea that has already been materialized and add their own unique flair to it. Aquarians are really known for just being the types of people who don't like to follow the in crowd. They like to do things differently, and they might even be okay with being viewed or seen as a bit weird or as a bit unusual. In fact, they might even see the word weird as a compliment, even if it's not meant in that way from other people. So even going back to Taddy again, she has a video called "Holy Smokes, some of this is great, ... weird AF." And let's also look at YouTuber and Aquarius Girls of Aqua, who has a video titled 12 Weird Facts About Me. But back to the originality thing. Well, apparently YouTuber Alyssa Ashley, and Aquarius of course, she created the Mystery Makeup Monday concept, where she made a makeup spinning wheel that would choose her makeup for her for the day. However, a YouTuber called Miss Tiffany MA made a video with the exact same concept, and Alyssa Ashley was not a happy camper, bunny, whatever, she wasn't happy, tweeting that she should have titled her video "I stole another YouTuber's concept" without giving credit. But then Miss Tiffany highlighted that she actually got the idea from a mystery wheel smoothie video, not Alyssa's video. So many people actually have attacked Miss Tiffany's video in the comment section. Oh, Aquarians and their desire to be recognized for their unique and wonderful ideas. But yet even their ideas were shaped and molded from something else. Yes, I understand that blatantly, obviously stealing or copying is a thing, but who is to say that 20 people, 30 people don't already have that same exact idea as you already going on in their mind? What's that term? Zeitgeist? I think zeitgeist means when two things of the same nature are thought of or done independently of each other. Meaning that you could have an idea, but then the person in Brazil has the exact same idea the same moment, the same time as you. However, if we really want to look at originality and making something your thing, well, let's look at Aquarius. Paris Hilton. Did you know that she owns the term, so she coined this term, "That's hot"? She even filed a lawsuit against Hallmark cards for Hallmark using her name, her likeness, and the famous catchphrase, "That's hot," on a birthday card. So I guess if you want to make something you created your own, you gotta have a whole lot of money to take legal action. Though, even on that note, when it comes to Helen Anderson, I've noticed in some of her videos how some people will say to her, so people will call her out and be like, oh, well, you should give credit to this person, or you should give credit to that person because you're wearing a headscarf, and well, that's their thing, or you're doing this size 14 haul, and well, that's their thing. And Helen's just like, no, why should I have to give credit? Like, I've already planned this, it was already done. I mean, what do you want from me here? And the fifth and final way that an Aquarius can become famous is for being kind. Despite the examples and ways that I've provided in this video, the thing about Aquarians is that they really just try to be kind individuals, and they usually mean well. They like to see the best in others and bring out the best in themselves too. And sure, yes, they can have their ego trips like us all, but when an Aquarius really cares, oh my gosh, they really do care. I mean, it was President Aquarius Abraham Lincoln who expressed his moral opposition to slavery. And apparently singer Aquarius Ed Sheeran, he is known for being one of the nicest guys in pop. For example, he has raised money for sex workers, he has paid off his friend's mortgage, he's adopted a neglected kitten, and he's also donated all of his clothes to charity. Aquarians can just be highly charitable and giving and thoughtful people. And even if they're not super rich, they try to just do the best with what they have and what they can, and they encourage others to do the same. And even if it's not from the money that they have or out of their pocket, it can be from the time that they spend with others. For example, an Aquarius might spend time with their family as a way to serve. They might spend time with their followers or their subscribers if they have a following of some way, to show their appreciation to their follower base and really give back. Or they might do giveaways, you know, so they might give free items away to their audience as a way to say like, hey, thank you, I see you, I appreciate you. Ultimately, Aquarians, they try to serve a higher purpose than just themselves. But I think it's also important for them to keep in mind that, yeah, they're also human. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video on the 5 ways that an Aquarius can become famous. Now, if you have any thoughts and opinions on today's video, then let us know in the comment section. But with all that being said then, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then go right ahead and click the subscribe button. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!